Village defense. Sure, let's continue the story of Elara. After she defended her village from the bandit attack, the people of the village were in awe of her abilities as a mage-knight. They had never seen anyone wield magic and a sword so skillfully before. They asked her to stay and help protect the village from any future attacks. Elara realized that the best way to protect the village from future attacks was to teach the villagers how to defend themselves. She began by conducting training sessions for the villagers, teaching them the basics of hand-to-hand combat, and how to use simple weapons such as knives and sticks for self-defense. She also taught them how to work together as a team so that they could defend themselves more effectively. She organized drills and practice sessions, where the villagers would work together to defend against simulated attacks. As the villagers' skills improved, Elara began to introduce them to more advanced techniques and weapons. She taught them how to use swords and shields, and how to fight as a unit, using coordinated maneuvers to outflank and overpower their opponents. She also taught them how to use their environment to their advantage, showing them how to use natural obstacles and terrain to their advantage in battle. She trained them to be aware of their surroundings and to use stealth and surprise to their advantage. Elara also trained a group of volunteers to be the village's watchmen. They were responsible for keeping watch on the village and its surrounding areas. They were trained to recognize signs of danger and to sound the alarm in case of an attack. She had taught them how to harness and control their magic and how to use it in combat. Depending on the type of magic they possessed, she could have taught them to create barriers or shields, to manipulate elements like fire or water, or to summon creatures to fight on their behalf. Elara have also trained those villagers to use their magic to sense and detect danger, or to communicate with each other over long distances. This would have been especially useful for the watchman volunteers. It is important to note that while some of the villagers may have possessed weak magic, Elara would have also taught them how to fight without relying solely on magic. She would have encouraged them to use a combination of magic and physical skills to defend themselves. Moreover, Elara could have also provided mentorship for those who possessed weak magic. She could have been a guide for them to improve their skills and reach their full potential. Elara's training methods were tough but effective. The villagers quickly learned to defend themselves, and they became more confident and self-reliant. They knew that they could protect themselves and their village, even if Elara wasn't there to help them. Word of Elara's deeds began to spread throughout the kingdom, and soon other villages and towns began to seek her help in protecting themselves from bandit attacks. Elara, with the help of her friends, traveled from place to place, fighting off bandits and restoring peace to the land. As Elara's reputation grew and more villages began to seek her help, she realized that she needed a way to fund her efforts. To do this, she decided to create a small guild in her village. The guild was made up of the volunteers who had been trained by Elara to defend the village. These volunteers were also tasked with going into the nearby forest to hunt monsters and extract rare resources. These resources could then be sold to merchants and traders, providing the guild with a source of income. To start the guild, Elara gathered a group of like-minded individuals who were willing to help her in her efforts to protect the village and the kingdom. She established a clear set of rules and regulations for the guild, and set up a system for recruiting new members. She also established a system for dividing the profits from the sale of resources among the guild members. This ensured that everyone was fairly compensated for their efforts, and it also provided an incentive for guild members to work hard and be productive. In order to manage the guild, Elara appointed a leader, who would be responsible for organizing the guild's activities, and making sure that everything runs smoothly. The leader would also be responsible for communicating with other guilds and traders to negotiate the best prices for the resources that they had collected. As the guild grew, Elara was able to use the funds generated to purchase better equipment and supplies for the guild members, as well as hiring additional personnel to help with the hunting and gathering of resources. This allowed her to expand her efforts and protect more villages and towns in the kingdom. Elara, being a fair and just leader, chose her bosom friend, let's call him Leo, as the leader of the guild. Leo was a person that Elara trusted and respected, and she knew that he would be a great leader. Leo had been by Elara's side throughout her journey, and he had proven to be a valuable asset to her cause. He was skilled in combat, and had a great understanding of strategy and tactics. He also had a good sense of organization and management, which made him the perfect candidate for the position of leader of the guild. Elara knew that Leo would be able to lead the guild effectively and efficiently, and that he would be able to keep the guild members motivated and focused on their goals. Leo was also a great communicator. He was able to negotiate with traders and other guilds effectively, which helped to ensure that the guild was able to get the best prices for the resources they collected. Leo was also a great motivator. He knew how to encourage the guild members to work together and achieve their goals. He also had a good sense of humor, which helped to keep the guild members relaxed and focused. Overall, Elara's choice of Leo as the leader of the guild was a wise one, as he was able to lead the guild to success, and helped Elara to achieve her goal of protecting more villages and towns in the kingdom.